Okay, you've got a literal equation here. A literal equation is one that contains more than one variable, several variables. You'll frequently run into something like perimeter equals 2L plus 2W. That's a formula for the perimeter of a rectangle. And asked to solve maybe for W. Uh, Here you're asked to solve for X. Before we do that, let's just talk about what we mean by a term and how we isolate a term when you have an equation. So the terms in this equation are the negative 3x separated from the term plus 8y by this little understood red plus sign. We don't usually show them. So 8 plus ay is a term, and negative 3z times the quantity k plus 4 all over 5 is a term, equals negative 4k over 3. So terms are algebraic expressions and numbers that are being multiplied or divided. And again, when you write out an equation, the sign of a term is the number in front of it, and there's understood plus signs separating the terms. So if you wanted to isolate this negative 3x, we'd leave it on this side of the equal sign, and let's say we want to get the ay term to the other side of the equal sign. What you do is transpose that term, or so I've heard recently the idea of dragging a term from one side of the equal sign to the other. Here's the negative 4k over 3 that was already on the right side of the equal sign. To transpose the plus ay or drag the ay to the other side, when you drag a term, you change its sign. So that becomes minus ay on the right of the equal sign. And if I want to drag this entire term here to the right side of the equal sign, its sign is negative. So when I drag it, it becomes positive. So that's mentally what you're picturing when you try to isolate terms. So there's what that equation would look like if I wanted to isolate the negative 3x. So in your problem, we want to isolate the term containing the variable x. So we're going to drag the by to the right side of the equal sign. There's already a c on the right. Drag the plus by, it becomes a minus by. And when you reach this point, you divide both sides by the coefficient of the variable that you're trying to isolate. And that looks like this. C minus by all over a. Okay. And instead of saying I'm going to divide by a, you could also say I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal of a. So you could also write it like this. The reciprocal of a is 1 over a. Multiply the right side by the reciprocal of a. So either of these answers is acceptable. And there's other forms. You could write c over a minus by over a. That's what you get if you distributed this 1 over a times each term inside the parentheses. Okay, there you go. Hope that helped. If you have any questions, post a comment.